Hello, yes, guys. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to share with you in this meeting. My name is David Ochola. I come from the Republic of Kenya. I'm the Chief Executive Officer for an organization known as Competence Building Society of Early Childhood Education for Kenya, which is a non-profit making society for consultation among the education stakeholders with focus of ensuring that education service delivery in all counties in the Republic of Kenya is harmonized by, among others, proposing uniform legislation, policies, acts, and sharing best practices and capacity building to the members. As we talk today about the ongoing climate change meeting in Egypt, I think I want to share something little before I share the what we expect as Kenyans in this meeting. I want to talk about affordable and clean energy. Goal number 7. As humans, we burn energy and use our bodies for work. Through the ages, we have also used the earth's resources to extract energy. People have used mills at waterfalls to grind grain, fire to heat food, wind to sail the seas. The energy sources that the earth has to offer have led to positive progress for many people. At the same time, the most commonly used energy sources are very harmful to the climate and the environment where we live, which is why it is so important for the global community to choose clean energy now and for the future. Then we can solve the challenges of poverty and the climate crisis without one solution coming at the expense of the other. The Sustainable Development Goals states that all people should have access to affordable, reliable, and modern energy services by 2030. According to the World Health Organization, 3 billion people use smoke-filled stoves or fires to cook food, and about 4 million people die each year as a result of this harmful smoke. Therefore, if we are to achieve this goal, a major effort is needed to promote clean energy. We must make clean energy more efficient, and we must ensure that everyone can buy electricity at a price they can afford. Everyone must have the opportunity to cook without any harmful smoke, and every child must have the opportunity to do their homework after the sun has set at home. And this is my call, general call for all the people attending the COP27 in Egypt. And maybe this is the challenge I want to pose for them. Can you do anything to reduce the consumption of fossil fuels as individuals, as a groups, or through political influence? Or can you perhaps do something on all three levels? It is a challenge to you guys who are in Egypt today. And as the COP Climate 27 meeting currently happening in Egypt today, we here in the Republic of Kenya, we are going through a serious famine with some parts having missed 2 consecutive rains. An occurrence explained as impact of global warming caused by excessive carbon emission. Kenya is facing the worst food crisis we have ever seen, with traditional non-food basket, which is Rift Valley and Central, becoming food insecure. The worsening drought situation is attributed to poor performance of the 2021 short rains coupled with the previous 2 failed consecutive season and late onset of the 2022 long rains season. Today, climate change has become the most important topical development policy and global governance issue. At a global scale, the world is facing the fury of Mother Nature, from extreme temperatures, rising sea levels, hurricanes, drying rivers, and disappearing biodiversity. And this has disrupted the harmony between nature and human beings. As a republic, Kenya is currently marshalling major resources to feed the hungry. It is unfortunate that the industrialized world, which is responsible for about 80% of global carbon emission, is preoccupied with its own geopolitics and economic wars. It is this climate unfairness that is likely to preoccupy participants from the global south at the COP27 in Egypt. I believe Kenya should instead focus on tens of possibilities and opportunities offered by the global climate dilemma. By crafting socio-economic policies, strategies, and action plans that align with climate paths that the world is walking. There's plenty of multilateral, bilateral, and private capital out there that is looking for practical and bankable green projects and solutions in developing and climate vulnerable countries like Kenya. And investing in this capital is what our team at COP27 should be focusing on. Kenya delegation should focus on mitigation, adaptation, collaboration, and finance agenda. Enhancing mitigation should be our rallying call to reduce global warming caused by greenhouse gas emission. First, this is what I urge my fellow citizens who are attending COP to do. We need concerted efforts towards reduction of sources of these greenhouse gases, such as burning of fossil fuels for electricity, heat, or transport. Secondly, we need to enhance the sinks that accumulate and store these gases, such as oceans, forest, and soil. And supporting and prioritizing integrated landscape management approaches, restoration and regeneration of agriculture, and working with local communities to protect natural resources from mangrove forest in the coast, grasslands in Mara, to water towers of Mau Complex, Aberdares, Mount Kenya, and Mount Elgon. These are key things which our delegation need to concentrate on while in Egypt. And then lastly, which is the third one, that while climate change is a global phenomenon, the impact are specific to local areas, such as observed in Kenya case. Therefore, climate change impact adaptation strategies are appropriately applicable to a given local perspective. Strategies to enhance resilience of our communities and assist most vulnerable households is crucial. There's need for a paradigm shift from top-down strategies to hybridization, where all stakeholders, including local communities, are involved. And lastly, decisions on climate finance and adaptation should benefit those who are most affected by the climate crisis and at least able to adapt. There's need to incentivize investment in landscape management and payment for the ecosystem services in the country. And lastly, this is what I want to say, that The Sustainable Development Goals represent both something old and something new. The struggle for peace, for the environment, and for justice is by no means new, but never before have the countries of the world agreed on such comprehensive and ambitious target as the SDG. Although the struggle is old, these goals create a new impetus. They represent an opportunity that we must seize. We owe it to everyone still living in poverty and suffering from justice. We owe it to the children who will inherit this earth after us. And to achieve the SDGs, many people will need to work towards them. You and me. It is the sum of all of our action that will determine the path forward in this agenda. In our everyday life, we can choose climate-friendly solutions. We can buy clothes that are ethically manufactured, and we can pick up plastic along the beaches. In order to change the basic structures that create conflicts, injustice, and environmental degeneration, we must be united in our cause. We need to organize ourselves and work through communities, organizations, and international networks. And as a Christian, I want to speak with also religious leaders because they are also attending this meeting, that churches and Christian organizations also have a role to play in this great project for our common good. I invite them to reflect on what the biblical and Christian faith have to say about the various SDGs. And I believe this is a new issue for the church, but the SDGs can give us a new angels, new allies, and new approaches. Together, churches and Christian organizations make up a network with branches in communities around the world. Will we be able to use the resources we have at our disposal to generate meaningful changes? We hope that this meeting will help the leaders attending this to have a great vision into concrete action and see the big picture behind seemingly small everyday actions. We stand together with our sisters and brothers all over the world who also have the will to create change. Although we do not know about each and everyone, it is as if we are working together in an invisible machine. No one knows exactly what it will take to achieve the SDGs by 2030. Some of the goals focus on financial grants, others are about tough political battles, while still others are about changing attitudes and traditions. How many hours will we have to spend on this work? How many letters to the editor must we write? How many public meetings will we need to organize? We don't have those answers. But we know that the more people who work for something, the stronger the team and the greater our chances of success. And that is my call to each and everyone. That after having seen what challenges us and reflected critically on it from the perspective of faith and service, the question arises, what to do? As individual, as a Christian fellowship, as a local congregation, and so on, and even with the government. Both the insights from the first step and the reflection from the second step may contribute to a renewed engagement in activities in which we already are involved. In addition, we may be motivated to make a new and bolder commitments in new partnership and with clear objectives. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and may God bless you all. And I look forward for action-oriented resolutions from this meeting. Thank you.